Hello, in this video we are going to discuss about lobes of the brain. Yeah, we are going to see lobes of the brain. There are about 4 lobes of the brain: frontal, parietal, occipital and temporal. So where we can see these lobes from the superolateral surfaces, we can see the lobes. So how these lobes are divided? These lobes got divided anatomically by the sulci and fissures. The main sulci and fissures are given in the table. The main sulci and fissures or the central sulcus is also called as Rolandic fissure, which divide which are present in between a frontal and parietal lobes. The parieto-occipital sulcus is the main sulci which divides the parietal and occipital lobe. The sylvian fissure or the lateral sulcus which divides the parietal and temporal lobes laterally, so it's called lateral sulcus. The callosum marginal fissure which divides the temporal lobe and the inner side of the limbic area. We are going to discuss an important classification called Brodmann classification. In 1909, Corbinian Brodmann, who classified the cerebral regions based on its cytoarchitecture. Cytoarchitecture means the organization of the cells which organized with a unique characters. He named it with numbers or a name to define the specific region of the cerebral cortex. In this picture you can see the numbers. He gave the names and numbers for the specific regions which have the unique character based on the cytoarchitecture. For example, the 17, 18 and 19 are the visual areas of the occipital lobe. This is the primary visual area, this is the secondary, like that. This area number 4 is the primary motor cortex. So based on the specific purpose of this area, he named and numbered the cerebral regions. Next we are going to see the lobes of the brain. The first lobe we have to see is frontal lobe. The frontal lobe present in front of the brain. It forms about 1/3 of the cortical surfaces. It extends from the frontal pole to the central sulcus. This was the central sulcus. It extends from the frontal pole to the central sulcus and limited below by the lateral sulcus. So this area is called frontal lobe. So what are the areas concerning with the frontal lobes? Are the precentral cortex and prefrontal cortex. This is the precentral cortex because this is the central sulcus, so we call this area as a precentral cortex. This was the prefrontal cortex. This prefrontal cortex has areas like 4, 4s, which are the primary motor area, 6, 8, 44, 45 are the premotor area, and some supplementary motor areas here. And this prefrontal cortex, we have areas like 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 29, 23, 24 and 32. So what are the functions of the frontal lobe? In this table you can see the main functions of the frontal lobe based on the areas. So the primary motor area of the precentral cortex has the area number 4 and area number 4s. The area number 4 initiate the movement and the area number 4s inhibit the exaggeration of the movement initiated by area 4. For example, if you want a elbow flexion of about 40 degree, the area number 4s will stop the elbow flexion beyond 40 degree and stopping the or inhibiting the exaggeration of the movement initiated by area number 4. So what is the purpose of the premotor area? Main function is the area number 6 and from the area number 8, it coordinates the movement initiated by the area number 4. So it is the primary motor area, and so what it called as a premotor area. The coordination of the movement initiated by the area number 4, which acts as a higher center for extrabrachial system. These are the two functions of the area number 6. The area number 8 have the function, the frontal eye field concerned with the conjugate movement of the eyeball, concerned with the voluntary movements of the eyeball. It concentrate on the conjugate movements of the eyeball. When you're looking at the left side, the right eye also goes to the left side. So it was a conjugate movement. It is termed as a conjugate movement. This was maintained by the area number 8. So what are the function of the Broca area number 44 and 45? Initiate the movements involved in the speech. It was also called as motor speech area. In later we can see the Wernicke's area. It was called as a receptive motor area. It was the motor speech area, and the Wernicke's area is called as a receptive motor area, a receptive speech area. So in precentral cortex, we have another area is called supplementary motor area. It concerned with the coordinated skilled movement, concerned with the coordination of the skilled movement associated with these two areas. Supplementary motor area have an addition to skilled movements. So in prefrontal cortex, there are so much of area 9, 10, 11, 12 which are concerned with the emotions, learning, memory, social behavior, a center for the planned actions, and form the seat of intelligence. So this prefrontal cortex is mainly built up for the emotions, the learning, the memory, social behaviors, the attention, the planned action. These emotional characteristics is mainly concerned with the prefrontal cortex. Next one is the parietal lobe. The parietal lobe, which present centrally behind the frontal lobes and above to the occipital and temporal lobes. The parietal lobe is also present on both the hemispheres. It extends from the central sulcus. Can get a laser pointer. It extends from the central sulcus and merges with the occipital lobe behind. This was the occipital lobe. The parietal lobe merges with the occipital lobe and the temporal lobe below. This lobe is separated from the occipital lobe from the parieto-occipital sulcus. There was a sulcus here, parieto-occipital sulcus, and from the temporal lobe through by the sylvian sulcus or the lateral sulcus. The parietal lobe separated from the occipital lobe through the parieto-occipital sulcus and from the temporal lobe by the sylvian sulcus or the lateral fissure. So main areas of the parietal lobe is the somesthetic area 1 as an area number 3, 1, 2. This was the primary somesthetic area. It is also called the sensory area. The frontal lobe, it's mainly concerned with the motor area. The parietal lobe is mainly concerned with the sensory area. It has also somesthetic area 2 and somesthetic association area. So what are all the functions of the parietal lobe? In this table we can see the main sensory area, the area number 1, receives the or perceives the cutaneous and kinesthetic sensation. Cutaneous sensation means a sensation from the skin. The kinesthetic sensation means the sensation from the kinesthetic organ or from the proprioceptive organs like the joint, ligaments. These sensations are perceived by the area number 1. So the area number 2 and 3 integrating the cutaneous and kinesthetic sensation. This perceives by 1, integration done by 2 and 3. So both these 3, 2 and 1 give feedback to the premotor area concerned with the movement of the head and eyeball, concerned with the recognition of the discriminative features of the sensation. Based upon these areas, based upon the sensation given by this area to the motor cortex, the motor cortex planning or plan for an action to exhibit. So somesthetic area 2, it has there is no area numbers, but it perceives the cutaneous and kinesthetic sensation. It present very near to the area number 1. The somesthetic association area, the area number 5 and 7, which synthesizes sensation perceived by the somesthetic area 1, form the center for the combined sensation. It synthesizes sensation which perceived by the somesthetic area 1. It forms the center for the combined sensation. Combined sensation means the stereognosis, baragnosis. There are some combined sensation is there. So this somesthetic sensation association area is mainly concerning with the combined sensation and synthesis of the sensation. So next one is the occipital lobe. Occipital lobe present behind the parietal lobe, actually seen. is also concerned with the visual processes, so it is also called as visual cortex. The main area of the occipital lobe is area number 17, area number 18 and area number 19. Area number 17 is the primary visual area, area number 18 is the visual association area, area number 19 is the occipital eye field. So what are the functions of the occipital lobe? The main function of the occipital lobe is perceiving the visual sensation through the area number 17, which is a primary visual area. When we see the first perception of the vision going to the area number 17, and the area number 18 we interpret the visual sensation with our past experiences. So the secondary visual area which interprets the visual sensation what it is. So what it is done by the area number 18. In the area number 19, the occipital eye field, it's concerned with the reflex movements of the eyeball, concerned with the associated movement of the eyeball while following the moving object. This area, this occipital eye field, area number 19, in relation with the parietal and frontal lobes, it involves in the conjugate movements and the reflex movements of the eyeballs. So going to see temporal lobe. The temporal lobe we can see from the lateral aspect. We can see the temporal lobe. It presents below the parietal lobe and in front of the occipital lobe, and we can see it from the lateral aspect. The main areas of the temporal lobe is area number 41, 42, which is the vernix area, which is the receptive speech area, which perceives the speech, the spoken words. Area number 22 is the audito-psychic area, which also mainly concerned with the auditory and have an area for equilibrium. So what are the main function of the temporal lobe? The temporal lobe has several functions. The area number 41 and 42, which perceives the auditory sensation. The vernix area and the secondary auditory area, area number 22, which interprets the auditory sensation by its combination of these two, vernix area and area number 22. By its combined effort, it interprets the auditory sensation. The area for equilibrium, which maintains the body balance or body equilibrium, so it does not have any numbers. It was present in the temporal lobes. So these are the main functions of the lobes of the brain. We can see the further information on the upcoming videos. Thank you all. Like and subscribe us on the YouTube.